Hello and welcome to the Peacekeeper Project. My name is Ben. Now today I want to talk about the power of stillness and how it can help you feel more stability and peace, even amidst the chaos and the turbulence of life. Because life can feel like that sometimes. Chaotic, turbulent, unpredictable. But stillness brings a stability and a centeredness that allows us to navigate those times. So I'm going to help you to understand why stillness is so important. And by that I mean you're going to start to get a sense of it inside yourself. And then most importantly, I'm going to talk about how you can cultivate it. Alright, so let's get started on this journey into stillness. And to start, I'm going to show an image. Look at the crashing waves and the turbulent sea. This chaos of nature. You might even say that the sea feels angry. Can you feel the intensity of the crashing waves and the turbulent sea? As you look at it, how does it make you feel? Could you feel that? It's a powerful image because it captures something important. The intensity of life, that chaos, that turbulence. Yes, it's an image of nature, but life can feel like that sometimes, right? Has it ever felt like that for you? Like your life is in a storm. Like all of the stress, the anxiety, the hecticness of the world is crashing around you. Or maybe all of the emotion or the extremely polarized views and beliefs of other people constricting around you. Like if you said the wrong thing, you wouldn't be accepted. You might be ridiculed, shamed, or attacked for just speaking. Or maybe if you're gifted with being highly sensitive, then you feel all of the collective emotion, the cruelty of the world, and you feel that like a storm around you. So it's not so much the story, but how we feel inside as a reaction to what's happening around us. Does it ever feel like that for you? Let me know in the comments below. But if any of this does resonate with you, then I want you to know that you're not alone. This is a common experience, a common feeling. And if you are more sensitive to these things, then I want you to also know that sensitivity is not a problem. Now, sensitivity is a big topic also that I love to talk about, but not for this one, not for this video. But I will be releasing one soon, so stay tuned for that. But sensitivity is not a problem. The problem or the challenge is stability. And so that brings me to the next part, stillness. So now if we return to that image, what else do you notice? In the midst of the crashing waves and the stormy seas, there is a lighthouse, stable and still. In the midst of the crashing waves, the intensity of the seas, the lighthouse does not move. Feel the exploding water behind and all around the lighthouse. Feel the power and the intensity of it. And now focus your attention on the lighthouse. Feel it at the center, stable and still. It does not react to the chaos and the turbulence around it. It remains still. Now, can you feel some of that stillness resonating inside you? Like a memory, something you know deep inside. It feels good, right? Powerful. Stillness brings stability. And one of the reasons I love those images, especially the second one, is because it passes something. It resonates with something deep inside us. Stillness. Now, what you feel through the lighthouse and the crashing waves reflects a similar principle inside us. So just like the chaos and the intensity of the waves, the crashing waves around the lighthouse, we're constantly surrounded by the chaos and the intensities of life, of the world. And that's different for everyone, or everyone experiences it slightly differently. but there's usually something in people's lives that can sometimes feel like that. And what is that for you? Is it work? Family? Friends? Is it juggling all of them? Is it all the drama in the world? Is it all the stimulation that we're inundated by? But just like the stillness and the stability of the lighthouse, we can find that same stillness and stability inside us. Now, I say find stillness because in the beginning, that's what it feels like. We're finding it. But the deeper you go, the more you practice, it feels more like a remembering or a reconnecting to something that you already know, deep inside you. Your heart already knows stillness. It resonates, it responds to it. So the more stillness we feel, the more stable and centered we feel. Because stillness brings stability. So what does this mean from a practical life perspective? Well, it means, like the lighthouse, we're not reacting to the storms and the crashing waves of life. There will always be events, people, situations, things external to us that impact us. But how much they impact us, how much they feel like a storm, depends on how much we react to them. How much we react to them depends on how still we are inside. So when we reconnect to the stillness inside, it changes our relationship to the things external to us. It means that we don't react with the same stress, anxiety, or overthinking that we might otherwise do. Instead, we respond with a greater sense of peace and clarity, if we need to respond at all. All right, so now the big question. How do we cultivate stillness? How do we reconnect to the stillness inside us? How do we be stable like the lighthouse? We turn inwards. Meditation, mindfulness, and the inner work on our emotions, or what I like to call emotional alchemy. Meditation and mindfulness are both powerful practices that help us cultivate stillness because they train us to be more present in the moment. They help us to bring our awareness into the moment. And this is important because stillness is not in the future and it's not in the past. When we feel it, it's now. Stillness is now. And stillness is always there in the background. But if our mind is too distracted and our thoughts are taking us elsewhere, then we don't feel it. And if we don't feel it, we don't connect to it. And if we don't connect to it, then we don't get the stability, the peace that it brings. And this is why I created Finding Stillness. Finding Stillness is a 21-day comprehensive meditation and mindfulness online program. It's a systematic approach to finding stillness. So each day for 21 days, you receive new video lessons with theory and practices, meditations and mindfulness practices. And each day builds on the last, creating a momentum to bring stillness into your life, to integrate it into your everyday life. Now, the emotional work, that's also important. That's important because it breaks down our limiting beliefs, our fears, insecurities, understanding and transforming or alchemizing our emotions. And these are the things that basically prevent us from feeling stillness in the first place. They disconnect us from it. So emotional work is important, and it's not something that I like to give too many generalized practices in videos like this because it can be quite a personalized practice, a personalized approach. And that's something I do more in private sessions. But something that I will say here is that being present in the moment, being able to be present with your emotions is one of the foundations for doing this emotional work. And meditation and mindfulness are an important part of the emotional work because they train us to be more present with our feelings, emotions, and the sensations in our body. And we can't do emotional work if we don't feel our emotions, feelings, and sensations. Now, if you'd like more information on finding stillness, or if you're curious about private sessions with me, if you feel something resonate with you here, then you can find more information at peacekeeperproject.com, and you can reach out to me through there. Now, the last point I want to make here is that stillness, as it creates more stability, it naturally also allows something of your heart to shine. It helps you reconnect in a stable way to your heart. And in this way, you do become more like a lighthouse because you start to shine your heart naturally into the world. And you do it because you have that stability, that stillness. And so I thank you for doing this work because the world needs more heart, more warmth and love shining into the world. All right, so I'm going to wrap this one up here. But again, thank you for being here, and I really appreciate your presence. Until the next time, quiet your mind and live from your heart.